All right, my friends, welcome to episode 365 of Prof and Dev Play Games, the last episode of 2022, the last episode before we do our Game of the Year, which we do historically the first podcast of January. My name is Larry, and I'm not on social media. And over there is Anthony, the dev.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing good. I don't know why, but I am really interested in buying Dwarf Fortress. And
Everyone.
apparently, overwhelmingly positive with 15,000 reviews. I just keep hearing on podcasts the stories that are generated by this game.
Sure.
Where you read about what your characters did, because you're just setting the parameters for their lives basically, and then just learning what they did.
What is the there's a new Dwarf Fortress has been around for a long time. This is a nice version of it that's not ASCII art. Because people at PopCap back 15 years ago would play Dwarf Fortress with ASCII art and the whole thing. Yep. That was just a thing. But God, there was a more modern game that people always called was effectively a nicer version of Dwarf Fortress. But it was like a sci-fi game. God, why am I forgetting it? It was in early access for a long time.
Oh, it's not what the fuck is that called? Boy, I listened to the name of this game on the podcast I was listening to tonight.
Yeah, because I'm sure someone talked about it, because everyone
they did.
It's talked about in the same sentence as Dwarf Fortress a lot of times.
Yes.
It will come to us, but I'd be very curious on if you could get into Dwarf Fortress or not.
I'm curious too, and
it's incredibly hardcore.
Yes.
Oh boy.
At least it's I think a little more accessible than the ASCII, the old thing, but still, I think the onboarding is pretty. It's
a steep learning curve on that game. Exactly. There's just a lot going on. The ASCII thing where it was made. It always reminded me of. It's very meant to remind people of NetHack and those type of games, which are incredibly fun. I love them, but yeah, the learning curve to get into them. Just set aside a couple days to just learn what's going on and have a lot of failure on your path to learning. Yeah, RimWorld. There it is. RimWorld is very much like a very Dwarf Fortress inspired, and that's been out since 2018.
Yeah, for a while.
They're 98% positive on Steam with almost 127,000 reviews.
For RimWorld?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I've heard it's really good. I've never played it, but I've heard pretty incredible things.
Driven by an intelligent AI storyteller.
Yeah.
Generates stories by simulating psychology, ecology, gunplay, melee combat, climb. Whoa, fuck. Yeah, it's exactly the same kind of thing.
Yeah. So
I am interested in this genre based on the storytelling aspect. Interesting. Inspired by Dwarf Fortress, Firefly, and Dune. Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh man. Okay. Maybe. Fuck.
Now you have to choose, don't you? And you're like, oh. And honestly, I don't know. I've briefly heard that RimWorld is easier to get into because it doesn't throw all the systems at you all at once. A streamer I followed, he did a chart, was basically so RimWorld is like these 12 systems all interact. RimWorld. Dwarf Fortress is these 12 systems all interacting and having connections between all of them and how everything's going. And he's like, RimWorld kind of starts with 4 systems connected, and then you get to a certain point, and it adds in another 3 systems on top of that, and then you get further in, and it adds a couple more systems on top of that. More paced out in some ways, as he talked about the design.
The fucking reviews on this RimWorld, thousands of hours people have in this fucking game.
Oh yeah,
holy shit!
I had some coworkers that
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know.
I might dip myself into this type of game this year because I'm interested in that storytelling aspect of it. But I'm really deep into a different game right now, so I don't need to get into a new game right now. And we'll talk about that later. But this week we're talking about some things we haven't haven't talked about in a while because we've been off for a week, which is basically the FTC quote unquote suing Microsoft to stop the merger of, well, acquisition, I should say, of Activision. Apparently, I'm downloading The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt in the background. I'm going to pause that. It's downloaded 50 gigs so far.
Cool.
It's doing the update. Which is awesome. We'll talk about that later for sure. So before I get into my take, what's your take?
I kind of expected at least something like this to happen. I still think it's going to end up happening, though. The merger's going to happen.
Yeah.
I just have a hard time seeing it being stopped unless one of the parties, not Activision, if Microsoft just gets fed up with it and backs out, which is possible. That's happened in a couple other big tech mergers where it isn't like they've been straight up blocked. It's just like, this is dragging on. It's not worth it anymore. We'll just do something else. But I don't see Microsoft doing that. They're like, no, we're here. We want to do this.
Yeah, they seem committed, but I can definitely see if they are made to make more concessions than they think are worth it.
Yeah, they just be like, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the read of the FTC thing that I read that I thought was compelling was that they're not suing them in like a formal court. It's like the FTC court or whatever, where it's basically they said publicly, yeah, Microsoft said that they wouldn't make Bethesda games exclusive in European domains, and then they ended up doing that anyways.
Yeah.
So they can say one thing but not really do it. So the only way to compel them is to actually sue them to get concessions to make them compelled to, keep Call of Duty on other platforms or whatever.
Yeah.
So it seems like this is a gambit to make sure Microsoft is commits to doing what they say they're going to do, but then it's probably going to go through anyways.
Yeah.
Once they do that.
I think that's going to happen. The weird thing that came out of all this is I pulled it up. It's a Reuters article, and I saw this floating around. It was on the 20th, and they're like a lot of speculation that Microsoft's like shopping list of companies isn't done, but their next major thing would be Netflix.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like it's complete conjecture, but there's some parts where they're like they're 13 times the market value of Netflix, and it's a market they're not in at all.
No, they're definitely not.
But they want to be in that kind of streaming pass thing. Like, what if it just becomes a Microsoft pass, not a Game Pass thing? It's a Microsoft
you get
subscription
Netflix plus games.
Netflix, Game Pass, games, Office. Like,
oh Jesus!
Like, what if it's all that under one banner? I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about, but I'm like, yeah, that's our cyberpunk future right there. Like, just subscribe to the megacorp who gives you everything you need. But it also, they saw it as a way that like Netflix could have the funding to more easily compete against Disney as well, because Disney is now becoming our entertainment overlords completely and totally.
Oh yeah, Marvel plus Disney plus Star Wars,
plus Star Wars plus all of Fox, 20th Century Fox.
That's true.
Like,
that's true.
The amount of IP and content that Disney owns now is unbelievable.
It's staggering. It really is.
Yeah, like going like, oh, this is like well over half of all like media IPs you guys just own. Yeah. Which is crazy to think about.
Well, when it's all under one banner, then you're just kind of at the whim of that company.
Yep. But really, it's just going to end up probably being under the banner of like 3 companies total. Which I don't know if it's better.
Probably not.
It's better than one, but it's definitely not.
It's better than one, but not better than what it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Like, this Reuters article was they're like, this isn't for sure, but definitely kind of feel like there are signs there that once the Activision Blizzard thing closes, there'll be bigger acquisitions ahead for Microsoft that are outside of games, which is kind of crazy. Oh, and I'm reading here. Do you remember the company Spry Fox? They did a game called Triple Town back in the day. What else have they done? They're a small indie game company. I guess in my spaces I know them. I know the guy who ran it, Dan Cook. They got bought by Netflix. So they're like making games for Netflix games thing. Weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. But I do feel like Microsoft, beyond wanting all the game acquisition, like they're shooting for something here. Nadella, the CEO, I think he's all in on just acquiring and building up the entire portfolio of Microsoft, not just games, but everything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good strategy for that company, but
I mean, again, we brought up Disney. It worked for Disney.
Yeah.
Under Iger, where it's just like, I'm going to buy all these companies, all these brands, and just have them ourselves.
Well, and they just brought him back, right?
They did. Because they fired the dude after him.
They fired the other guy.
Not. Why did they fire him? They fired him because he was basically hiding how much Disney Plus was losing.
Oh, Jesus.
Because it seemed like it was pretty bad. Like the amount they were investing to what they were getting.
Yeah.
I think it was NPR. I was listening to a thing on it that was talking about that was one of the things, like all these streaming services, Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu. Hulu's weird with Disney Plus because Hulu is now Disney as well. But HBO Max and how that's all getting shook up. That all these big streaming companies they set themselves up to a model of like, okay, we have these subscriptions and we're just going to have this like continuous crazy growth of subscribers that can sustain us making all this content. And it's not really happening that way. They're like capping out on the total number of subscribers and growth rate, but they're still spending so much money on shows and content, but they have no other way to monetize those shows. Like,
right, because they can't syndicate it. They don't put it anywhere else.
Yeah, they don't put it anywhere else. Like,
exactly.
Early Netflix would be paying these other companies to give their content to them.
Exactly. Right.
Like Netflix paid a lot of money to get shows from all these other
right. They had the
production studio,
the Office, and now
they had that. They had like, and everyone's like now in their walled gardens, and they've cut off huge revenue streams, but subscriptions are not making up for it.
Right.
And like that's how you start seeing plans where ads are coming back in now.
Yep.
Because they're like, oh, we're not even getting ad revenue.
Yep.
Like, so I think there's all this stuff is showing. It's like there's a lot of these companies are trying to do a lot of things, and it's not working out exactly the right anymore.
I feel like some of them are going to backpedal and then just start selling their stuff to. I think we talked about it in Discord. Like
it might be
Max,
cheaper.
You know? Yeah,
it might just be cheaper and a better value to be like, yeah, we're not actually just trying to sell you our subscription service. Like, we just want to make the things, and we're going to sell them to all these other subscription services, and they'll pay us a premium to have exclusivity on it. Yes. Could be a good deal.
I could see HBO Max going away for that reason.
Yeah.
Or even Paramount Plus, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that would be some of those smaller ones, because, I think HBO Max is struggling, to be honest. They're spending a lot of money on content. They have good... HBO is known for its very good shows, but I think the breadth of content they have is not high anymore, and it's very hard for them to get content right now. They have Warner Brothers content. That's it.
Well, and I think you had said, or someone said in our Discord, that they're starting to pull their own content.
They are.
Like Westworld's not even on HBO Max anymore?
It's going away very soon. Like,
because why?
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't honestly know why some of this, because they don't, I mean, they own it, but I guess maybe they'd have to pay the production company. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's getting really, really weird on them. But that's like the Warner Brothers merging with Discovery thing.
Yes.
And it's just having insane ripple effects for that entire company. I mean, Batgirl was almost done and just got canned because it was better as a tax write-off.
Yep, exactly.
I think that they're doing a lot of these TV shows as well, of like just pulling them down, so they just are trimming as much fat as they can.
Right, to survive one more year kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of, to get everything in order. I don't know, though.
They had the Game of Thrones prequel. I'm like a huge Game of Thrones fan, and I did not subscribe to watch it.
Yeah.
I might buy the series on, whatever, Amazon or something.
Yeah.
To watch. But I'm not fuck me. I'm not going to add another streams.
Yeah. That's kind of
especially
where
when
I'm
it's
at right
fucking
now.
floundering.
Yeah. I might subscribe for
Last of
No,
Us?
I probably subscribe for the 2. That's gonna go over 2 months, so I'll subscribe for 2 months to watch that, and then be done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy times, and I think Microsoft is also just tied up into that whole thing. But the thing is, Microsoft is an incredibly profitable company, which, in a lot of ways, I just don't think people know, but I don't think they really know the scale that Microsoft really is. I think they just become so ubiquitous. Like, yeah, you use a computer, it has Windows on it. Okay, that's fine. But just like how a lot of the web is on Amazon Web Services that people don't realize, Microsoft has a big stake in that as well that people don't realize. That's just a lot of stuff's run there. A lot of stuff is stored on their servers, run in their cloud services.
Well, and all the corporate subscriptions for all, 365.
Office. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I don't think so back to where Activision fits in. I think it's going to happen. I think Microsoft has enough power to make it happen if they want it to happen.
Yep.
They
want it to happen.
And they'll just make some concessions. They'll like, sure, Call of Duty gets to be on PlayStation for another 10 years, and oh no, we'll make a bunch of money off it selling on PlayStation.
They get to stay. They still get to fucking sell it.
I think this is the best thing for them, is that they can PR spin this as like, look at how much trash PlayStation is. But really, in the end, it doesn't really matter to them. They're like, whatever. We're going to make money off your platform anyway.
Yep.
Like,
100%.
We can have our cake and eat it too with this. Enjoy. God damn it, Microsoft. But
hey, I again, selfishly, I know there's lots of problems with conglomerations and whatever else, but I really want to buy Diablo 2.
You were on vacation, and for the Diablo 2 Resurrected, it was $13.
I saw it today, Anthony. I was like, I could buy it and then just not play it because that's fucking cheap. I was like, God,
it is really goddamn cheap. I'm so tempted for being that price. I'm just like,
I am too.
What is it? That's like over 60% off.
Yeah, it's really fucking $13, dude. Ugh.
$13 for Diablo 2. I mean, I've paid more for Diablo 2 in mini versions.
Yes, exactly right.
Jesus.
Maybe we will. Maybe we will be weak on this one.
What does it take? Get down where I don't feel like I'm giving you any money in the first place.
I know, I'm giving you the least amount of money possible. That's still a win, right?
Yeah. Jeez, $13. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe we should do it.
For the other people listening, if you don't have any qualms or anything buying from Activision or Blizzard right now, $13 for a nice version of Diablo 2. It's a really good deal. That game's going to give you a lot of hours of play. A lot. Oh. And they're updating it too. That's the thing. It's not like...
Are they really?
Yeah, I was looking at because when I saw the $13, I was going through, I was like, what's the other news articles for it? It's like, they actually add new mechanics when ladders happen.
Oh shit.
It's not just a frozen snapshot of Diablo 2. Although you can make it a frozen snapshot if you want. I just want D2 expansion where that was at the end of whatever patch. You can just say, I want to snap my game to only be that, but you can also, looks like you can play ladder or on the season stuff, and then you get whatever new mechanic they kind of have thrown in there. Looks to be all in-game stuff, but it's still okay, not a completely release and do nothing with it thing. So I don't know, $13 for the best game I've ever, one of the best games I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, it's my top 5 for sure. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I've been thinking about it in terms of, I hate Bobby Kotick. All that I'm doing is making myself not play a game that I really want to play. And he gets to laugh because I'm hurting myself and not him. So.
Yeah, he doesn't give a damn about any of it. Honestly, he probably only franchise he truly cares about is Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, exactly right. Doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, that's it. And Call of Duty makes so much money.
Yep.
Maybe he cares a little about a King. You got Candy Crush and stuff. But
yeah. Right. Yeah. Diablo 2 is not making money. It's already, I can't believe it's that cheap already,
There's a number of games that have this holiday that have already dropped pretty significantly.
Yeah.
That's cheap. There's some stuff on the Steam sale I saw that was oh, okay, we're That didn't last long. I can't remember what it was. Some RPG stuff. Oh
Mm-hmm.
no, it was like Persona 5 Royal already.
Oh yeah, it's like 41 or whatever.
Yeah, like I've seen it on sale for the Switch version for like 30
Oh
already.
shit, damn.
Kind of makes sense. I'm like, the game's been out for years.
Yeah.
It's just now on new system, but I was like, huh, maybe I should have just waited.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was thinking about with Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I was like, this
Yeah.
is probably going to come down. And it did, And then it came when you said, "Oh, it's on Amazon for 40," I jumped, and then it was on Amazon for 30 the next day. I was like, "Shit," but that's fine.
And I have to say thank you for that.
You are welcome.
I wonder. I have not played it yet.
I have a feeling like I really want to play it. You're probably gonna play it before I will. We'll see because of the game that I'm playing right now, and will not stop playing.
Actually, it's a good transition. What have you been playing?
Witcher 3, man. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So, as you had mentioned in a text, I own too many pieces of this game in too many places. I originally played the original game, the base game, on Xbox. I played the first DLC on PS5, and then I played the second DLC on computer. So I had bought those standalone, and then so I went to get the PS5 upgrade, and you had to like go through like a couple different menus to get to like upgrade the base game because they're just selling the Game of the Year edition now.
Mm-hmm.
So I upgraded it, and I was like, I know I have Hearts of Stone on here somewhere. Couldn't find it. Couldn't figure out how to download it. And I was like, well, I don't have Blood and Wine on my PS5, so I'll just buy the expansion pass, which is basically the 2 DLCs. And when I did that, then I could go through like 2 different menus to find like add-ons, and in there I could find the PS5 upgrades for those. So I finally upgraded everything. But I've been playing Witcher 3 on Death March because I want to platinum. I have a dream of platinum this game. I don't know if I will or not, but I have a dream of it. Do on Death March, which is the hardest difficulty. And when I started it, you start off like with like 5 or 6 ghouls, and I just kept getting my ass kicked like 7 times. I was like, okay, this is a bad idea. But I finally slowed down, beat them. It was fine. And since then, it has not been hard. And I put an article in the Discord today from Polygon that's talking about if you've played this game before, play it again. When you're playing it again on the upgrade, do Death March because it simulates being a Witcher the best. And
I'm really sure.
It's really why I like it so much. It's so immersive. I'm reading everything. I'm reading all of the bestiaries to make sure I understand what monster I'm facing, what they're weak against, what oils I need, making sure to go around and get all the components that I need. I'm scavenging everything to get every single last fucking coin. I'm upgrading, or I'm getting the schematics for like the Viper School swords because they're the best early game swords. I never did any of that before. I really like, this is like a very small mechanic, but they've added a quick cast for your signs. Before you had to hit like L1 and then like cycle through. Now it's just you hit R2 and then you hit one of the face buttons and it does it. So it's way quicker to cast a sign. You don't just like slow down the game and look around for which one you're trying to do. So it makes that way quicker. I think because of Elden Ring, I'm a better video game player now. So I'm more methodical. I'm more patient with the monsters that I'm facing. So I like took down the Griffin first try. All the fights that I've been in, I haven't died at all. Every once in a while I'll get like fucking bushwhacked by a fucking bear or some shit in the woods. But otherwise I'm being very careful about upgrades. I'm buying scavenged everything to get enough coin to buy the best armor from the opening guy that I can put on level 4, and that's going to make me a lot stronger. I'm finding every single place of power, just doing everything I can to eke every coin, every single experience point, every single upgrade point. And I just feel like a Witcher where like you're just like living off the land and like doing everything you can. Like before on my first playthrough, when people would be like, I don't have much money for that. I can't pay you for this. Can you still do it? I'd be like, oh, that's fine. I'll just do it. Now I'm like, fuck no, you're paying me. I'm taking your money.
I need that goddamn money.
I need to buy food. Damn it. So I'm really enjoying it. And then for that aspect, it's so immersive to me. But then on top of that, just the writing again, like just like before, I love the writing in The Witcher 3. And even now, I'm going through some of the quests where they kind of connect with each other, even though they're not related. Like there was the noon wraith at the well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the husband and wife who like left the village and were trying to start their own little
Yep.
town basically, or a little village, and then you know, they were killed by the lord or whatever. They're connected to the herbalist, and I don't think I caught that the first time. So you go back to you go back and finish the quest, and you're like, oh, did you know these two people? And the guy's like, fuck, I don't know who those people are, but maybe the herbalist does. And the herbalist, you go to her, and she's like, oh yeah, that's, that was my best friend, and I'm really glad you told me what happened to her, because I didn't know what happened to her, and here's a little reward or whatever. I didn't have to do that. It was a side quest. I don't have to do this fucking quest at all. And just like little flavor of the story. And we talked about it forever about how the Witcher 3 like side quests like fill in the world so well.
Yeah.
That plus reading all the letters, reading all the books, like everything is just like, man, I'm fucking in love. I'm so in love with this, which is awesome, because I remember you talking about how, you have a hard time knowing if a game is like one of your favorite games of of all time, unless you replay it and you want to replay it immediately, like Mass Effect 2 or whatever.
Yep.
So I have not replayed The Witcher. So replaying it now, I'm just like, yep, this is
easily.
Easily. I can't stop playing it, man. I just got to Vizima, and I had to put it down because my daughter's nap time was over, and I was like, I want to keep playing.
Yeah, it's a really good game overall. I still like, because you're talking about, early this week got a new graphics card, and I was like, okay, let's install all the ray tracing stuff, and it got patched once to make all this stuff be a bit better performant. Mm-hmm. Still not great. It's CPU really bottlenecked. It's the actual thing has nothing to do. It's an old game. It doesn't handle threading very well, so it won't like saturate over your entire cores. It wants to stay to a set few, and if they're not high enough clock rate, the whole thing, it will. Whatever they're doing with ray tracing is not just GPU dependent, it's CPU dependent as well. Very CPU dependent. So I did get it working decently well. I didn't bounce off again, but I was like, oh right, I have to get through White Orchard. I don't want to do White Orchard right now. I just don't.
Man,
I don't like White Orchard. I do not like it. I think it's so boring.
Man, I am so the opposite. I've been trying to like talk to everyone and do everything and explore every part of White Orchard. And I was like, I should leave. Don't turn this into the hinterlands. But I stayed. I was in White Orchard for like 6 hours. And I loved all of it, man. And if I'm bringing that much joy out of fucking
you're gonna
White
love it.
Orchard, oh man,
you're gonna have such a good time, because the game just gets so much better once you're out of White Orchard. It really grows, and I guess the writing is very good to begin with. When like the writing's always good, but I feel like the quest and Vizima and on, like how they all sprawl together and tangle in together, is just kind of a masterclass in game writing overall.
Yeah. It really is. Yeah.
I had some people at work picking it up as well for the first time.
Wow.
And they were bouncing on White Orchard really hard. They're like, people love this game, like, but what the hell? And I'm like, okay. So I did this. It took me multiple times. And I'm like, it is a really good game. It's pretty incredible. If you're having problems now, just kind of focus on the main quest in White Orchard. Get through that as you need. Don't get yourself bogged down if that's the problem. Like, get through it. And that was the problem. They got through it, and they're enjoying it quite a bit more now that they're out of White Orchard, doing stuff in like the more mainland. So, but there were two people that was like, what? Why? Like, I'm like,
why do people like this?
I'm like, yes, it starts out a little slow overall. Like, it builds. Because I think that's the thing. White Orchard just kind of feels like it's a little slow to me, pacing wise. Like, you get into this big game, and then it's just like, I don't know. It feels a little slice of lifey at the beginning there.
And I think for me, that's the strength of it. And I can see how people bounce off it because
it was not what I expected.
Yeah,
playing through this time, all.
There's not like huge set pieces. There's like you're some of the quests are just mundane. There's like life. You're like, this is the life of a Witcher, and it's not, I don't like the blockbuster, and
no,
then
it's not. It's not grandiose at all. Yeah.
But it fills in the world. Like, he's not just
Yeah.
that. He's all these other things too, and it's just slice of life is the best way to put it.
So, but I think I'll probably go back to it at some point with all the settings cranked up on it, because it's very pretty. I'll give it that.
Yeah. Even on the PS5, like, I did the ray tracing mode first and 30 FPS and it was not 30 FPS. It was like it was really chuggy.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck this. I put it on to 60. Like, I kept dying, right? And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put to 60. First time I put it to 60 in that first opening section with the ghouls, I beat it. And I was like, okay, so for the frames were part of it. And it's like, it's fucking silky smooth at 60. It's really a totally different experience. So yeah, don't even fuck with ray tracing on the PS5. And I know the PS5 is like the most stable version compared to the PC, but it's still
the PC one is kind of weird. I'll be honest. Like, I got mine working fine, but it's definitely like, I feel like they're really, really wrenching on this rag very tightly at this point. Like,
yeah,
it was a very duct taped, held together game to begin with. In the end, like all games that go along, and I think trying to put all this new tech in, their engine is not helping them at all. Also since Cyberpunk, like
exactly,
like
right.
There's definite limitations to the Red engine and what it can do, and how much work it was going to take to get it to do the things that they wanted. It's the reason why they're jettisoning it, going to Unreal 5 for all their future projects. Like, they do not want to be making their own engine anymore, which most companies don't. Like, you also see this problem in less degree, but people were having weird oddities with Warhammer 40k Darktide, because that's Fat Shark's own engine. Like, which makes sense. They can't make that game on Unreal. Like, there's no engine that I know that they could just buy that they could make do what that game does. With a number of creatures and stuff coming at you and actually be performant. Maybe Source, but that Source doesn't look that good. But having your own engine comes with weird oddities sometimes, and a lot of people talking about Darktide having strange, like, enabling this stuff causes frame rates to just go to hell, like, on certain hardware, and I don't know. So it's a very hard thing. I think most companies should probably stay away from having their own engines unless they have thousands of people working at the company.
To be honest, yeah. Like, I know it just puts more money in Epic's hands, but like, Unreal 5 is great.
Yeah,
like, it's there. Just make your game.
Yeah. There's a lot of options out there, really, but yep, Unreal's pretty much the consistent one there, and then 5 is either. So yeah, it's ridiculous. So I mean, yeah, you've got to play that. You were on vacation, but I guess you've just been pouring into that since being back.
Yeah, so I played it before vacation, after vacation. I was sick before vacation, so I was in bed for a couple of days.
Oh yeah, actually. On Snap all the time. That's why you've played so much.
Exactly.
Snap.
I was gonna segue into the other thing I'm playing this week, last couple weeks, is fucking Marvel Snap. I'm like level fucking 55 or something like that now. Just opening. Every time you level up now, it's just like a collector's crate, and it's like boosters or whatever. But god damn it, I fucking love that game. Like, it is like not just creeping, it is like climbing up my game of the year list. Just because the way everything works together, like you said, when you get in like pool 3, shit starts going fucking crazy with all the different kind of cards and synergies, and even then at like the most devastating thing I'm seeing now really is still cards that from earlier pools, which is like, except for Wong, like Wong plus
well, yeah, the Wong. I'm playing Wong decks pretty heavily now, but like Wong plus White Tiger plus Odin.
Yes,
it's real good. White Tiger and Odin was good before. Now you've just add Wong to the mix, and it's even better.
And then you put it on the Taj, whatever, where it doubles them anyway. So it's just like, fuck. There's White Tigers flying fucking everywhere.
There's a number of things because I've been playing, and I have the deck I've had the most fun with is my on reveal one, which I have. It can go a couple different ways. I posted the picture of the Ironheart way it can go, where it was on the double on reveal effects location with Wong doubling on reveal effects. So everything's happening 4 times, and so play Ironheart goes out 4 times. Play Odin, and now Odin triggers 4 times, which triggers Ironheart 4 times each time, so 16 Ironheart triggers.
My God.
It was just dumb. I've done crazy stuff with Black Panther, because it also has Black Panther in the deck.
Yeah.
So I can get huge Black Panthers, but then that's like, okay, if you Wong and Black Panther and Odin, you get like one huge Black Panther at one location.
Yeah.
But there's another called Arnim Zola's, which takes a random card at the location play. It's a 6 cost, destroys it at that location, and then replays it at the other locations.
Jesus.
So I posted another picture where I had like, what was my Black Panther at? It was some ridiculous like 170 power or something.
I don't remember seeing that. Holy shit.
Did I post it? Because it was the most power I've ever done at a location. Oh yeah, there it was. 274 was my highest power that I've had at a location.
Holy shit.
And that was I didn't copy Black Panther. That was Wong with Black Panther, White Tiger, and Odin all in the same location. How did I get it that? I can't even remember. I can't see from how I got it to that many. But whatever. It was a 257 power Black Panther. But use Arnim Zola, and so it replays Panther at his already doubled power. Mm-hmm. Plays it again at the other locations, doubling its power again. So I've consistently can get up to like 24 to 32 power Black Panthers at other locations, and most other people can't. It's very hard to beat that, even if you've been playing a bunch of cards at those locations. It's a real fun deck. It can be countered so easily, though, if people know what's going on. They can Cosmo. They can use cards like Arrow or Magneto to pull your cards out of the lanes you're playing them in. Mm-hmm. Like Magneto pulls like 3 or 4 cost cards to them, so it can just pull Wong to a different lane completely.
Right.
Arrow is cards played this turn. Your opponent's cards play this turn move to the lane that you play Arrow in. So yeah, there's disruptions, and then Cosmo just shuts the whole thing down. If someone plays a Cosmo on me, I'm just like, retreat. I'm done.
You're like, oh, I see it.
It's not the game for me. It's okay. Fun game. Like overall, the whole game, I'm having a blast with it still. Like
that's the thing when people complain about like the whatever fucking RNG or whatever happens in like one game, like they're so short. Just go the next game, you're good.
Yep, it's a hand of poker. It's a hand of cards. It's not some master strategic game that takes 45 minutes to play or anything. It's 5-6 minutes. You're playing a hand of blackjack in some ways, or poker. Like there's a lot of RNG. If it doesn't go that way, your way, or it doesn't feel like it's going their way, just retreat. Play another game. It's fine.
Yep.
Like, and even then, it doesn't really matter if you don't give a damn about cubes. Well, stay in. Doesn't matter. See what you can do.
I don't really care about cubes. Like I don't really feel like I get much out of cubes.
No, not really. I mean, it's just a way. Like that's the thing with the game where I'm like, I don't know. There's so many ways you can play this game and find enjoyment in it. If you just want to play weird, crazy decks and try to throw cards together and see what happens, go for it. It can be a lot of fun. If you want to just play and complete missions and like up your collector's rank, can totally do that. If you actually want to be competitive and like go up ranking with cubes, that is a very valid way to play, and you can do that. And part of in that thing mode is one, being very good at playing a deck and reading the decks that are out there, but also learning how to retreat and when to snap. Like that's a skill that you have to learn as to go up that rank of being like, well, when do I press my luck? When do I not? When do I say bail? I guess it's probably what people that are actually good at poker or blackjack, any of the card games, betting, who can keep their mind in and be like, all right, out on this one, or fold, don't care. Like just waiting for the right hands to be in on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm enjoying the game a ton. You're way farther than me, but you were sick, so.
Yeah, exactly. I had nothing but time. I was playing so much that I was just the only way that I was advancing was every time I played, I grinded 12 EXP for the fucking level, and I played a shit ton of games. What level are you? How close are you to 50?
Oh, let's see where I'm at in Season Pass. I am at 45 right now. Almost 40, 46. I'll be there by mid this week.
Well, once a new final chapter unlocks, you'll get
it unlocked today.
Oh, it did? Okay, cool.
Tonight. There's 3, by middle of the week I'll have finished the season pass. So not hard at all. Yeah, it's definitely a game for people. Like, I saw someone online say it, and I would echo this when playing it. Because there's been it's people that I've seen playing that are just very focused on like their collection level going up. Like, really, they're like, I just want to make it go up faster. I wish I could just spend way more money to make it go up faster. Or it's really slow in giving me new things, and my number going up. And the first one basically was that, like, if you're playing this game only to see a number go up, this probably isn't you should go find another game to play where the number goes up, where you're actually like enjoying playing the game. Like, to me, my number goes up, but I don't care. I'm actually enjoy playing the game. Like, I enjoy playing games, and it's like the fact that numbers go up on ours is just bonus to me, just having fun card game experience.
Yep.
So that would be my thing to anyone listening to this who's like, there's no reason to play a game like this if you're not actually enjoying the game you're playing. If it's just to watch a number go up, there's hundreds of other games that you could probably play that you might enjoy doing the core activity while the number goes up. Because that's definitely from that person I was saying. There's just had a lot of viewers that they're like, I'm not finding a lot of fun in the game. I just don't, but it's really slow to get stuff. It's like, why are you playing the game then? Like, it's okay if it's not for you. A number going up is probably the optimal reason to play a game.
What's the thing is that, like, the game I like so much because the game is great. And then all the others, getting new cards is cool or whatever, but I have so many great cards that, I win all the time, except for my shitty Ultron deck. I rarely win with that one. Oh my god. I need a Patriot. I don't have a Patriot yet.
I think with a Patriot would be really good.
Yep.
I guess just watch for it in the store when it rolls around.
Well, I thought it I'll get it naturally at some point, I assume, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if you spend all your collector's tokens or not.
I still have like 1,500. I've bought 2. I bought Ultron and I bought Jane Foster's Thor.
Yeah, so I mean, eventually Patriot is going to show up in the store if you don't get it beforehand. Yeah. If you want that card.
Yeah.
I've used that quite a lot. That's how is that how I got Wong? I don't know if that's how I got Wong or if I got Wong naturally. But I've got a number of cards for my decks that are just, because I got 3,000 tokens, so I got pull 3 cards. And I just chose cards, and I was like, I just want to build a deck with this. Like, or this fits the deck that I want, and I don't want to wait. Because I got Sarah through it. Man, Sarah's fun.
I don't know who Sarah is.
5 cost, 4 energy, 5 energy, 4 power, reduces the cost of all other cards by 1. All your other cards by 1.
Dang.
So, the deck was always called Sarah Miracle because your turn 6 was a miracle.
Yeah.
Because you played very little through a lot of the game. Because most of your cards were like 2 cost, 3 cost stuff. You play her on 5, drops all your 2 costs to 1, your 3 costs to 2, so you can just spam out some pretty good cards on the last turn.
That's awesome. Yeah, lately I've been losing on turn 6.
Yeah, turn 6 is a huge power swing. I think that's what you find as the games go on, is that the early turns matter much less. The deeper into pool 3 you have.
Yes, that's exactly what's happened.
A lot of times it's not until like turn 3 where things really start moving. Not that you can annoy people. An Iceman on turn 1, still fucking annoying all the time.
Iceman and Scorpion.
Yep.
And I have decks to have those 2.
Yep.
I love to use them, but God, when they fucking give me...
And Iceman's AI is always going to choose that card that you really wish it wouldn't.
It really does. I was like, seriously? And the same thing when I use like Swordmaster or whatever, and like I wanted to cut Apocalypse and it cuts fucking someone else.
Yeah.
I don't know that character, Swordmaster. What the fuck is comic?
I don't know what they're from.
Yeah.
I do know that I had to read, like, when I was talking about Sarah, she the one, I think she was an original Marvel character. but she's tied with this other character called Angela, which you have the card. Angela.
I have Angela, yeah, which they
but
nerfed
Angela's
again.
It's fine. She's still good. She sits in a lot of my decks.
Yeah.
A 2/0 still just pumping more power. Yeah, it's still a good card.
Well, I paid attention when there was the 2-1 nerf, but I didn't see the 1-0 nerf.
Yeah. So she has no power, but I mean, she gives a lot of power out to other characters. Weirdly, that's a thing. Like Sarah and Angela are a couple in the comics.
Oh, okay.
And I think Sarah is trans as well. Like they've actually like talked about like it's really cool that they're including these characters because they're LGBTQ plus characters, like very prominent in this game. But Angela came from Spawn universe stuff.
Oh, really?
Like originally was a character from McFarlane and everything, and then through some like weird acquisitions and stuff, ended up being owned by Marvel.
Interesting.
I had to read a backstory because I was like, who the hell are these characters? These are deep cuts in Marvel characters here that I'm like, I don't know who these are.
I really like how Snap started with a lot of those characters. Like the early cards you get are like, who the fuck are these people? And it's kind of cool they didn't start with like the big names, totally,
Yeah. Yeah, they went deep, and I appreciate it because there's stuff in there that they don't have what I'd expect. Like they don't have Loki right now. I totally would have expected Loki in the game from the start, but nope. But yeah, I've been playing a lot too, and I will probably play after we're done recording tonight because I have a bunch of missions to do.
My sequence has been Witcher 3 until I'm tired, and I lay down the couch because I sleep on the couch right now, and I play Snap.
Yeah, yep, that's about right.
We talked about this before. I don't remember if you played the game or not. You own it. Have you played Citizen Sleeper?
I did. I played. I've at least played a few hours of it.
Okay.
I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I think I was the one that called it. It felt the closest I've come to like a tabletop role-playing game, solo role-playing game, in a long time.
It's in my cart for the Steam sale.
It's good. It's well written. A lot of good choices. It kind of has some. It does feel like a tabletop RPG because it has some like a little bit of dice mechanics and resource management on top of like it also just being a visual novel as well.
Right. I just bought RimWorld.
Okay.
And then I was like, fuck, do I have that through Humble? So I need to go back and see if I actually have it through Humble already and refund it if I do.
You might. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. But Humble's tied to my authenticator, and I don't have that with me.
Yeah.
But I also have Solasta, Crown of the Magister, in my cart. Yep. Have you played that extensively or a little bit?
Yeah, I played a fair amount of it.
Yeah. People keep talking about it as like a pretty good.
I mean, it's D&D.
Yes.
Like
exactly.
They basically used D&D's both the Open Gaming License and the System Reference document, the SRD, to make a D&D game, just using the content Wizards has put out there for free, saying you can make content using this. So they just made a 5th edition D&D game, and it is very true to the mechanics of 5th edition. Yeah, it was decent. I had a good time with it. I think I've probably played a decent chunk of it. Solasta,
and then
Crown of the
Magister.
I played 16 hours of it.
Shit. Okay. Well, there you go. Speaking of the sale, Pentiment is 25% off, and can't recommend that one enough if you like story-driven games. I need to get back to that.
Wow. It's down to $15.
Yeah. If you like story-rich games, that's a no-brainer. It's really easy.
Yeah. All right.
Easy to recommend that one. Yeah. Fuck this game. This year, man, has had some real fucking good games.
It has.
And I didn't expect that. After Elden Ring, I was like, this is it. This is gonna be the one. But now I'm like, fuck. There's several that I don't know what's gonna be my game of the year this year. Which is a good place to be in.
Yeah.
And there's games of the year that came out this year that I haven't even played yet.
Yeah, that's where I need to play some. I got stuff like you got me Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I need to play that. I got 13 Sentinels finally.
Oh, nice.
For Switch.
What'd you get it on? Switch.
Switch
okay, cool.
for Christmas was a gift. So I need to play that. I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV, getting caught up on the last patch's main story, which I hadn't done. Love that game still. Man, got to get caught up because the 10th is the next patch, and there'll be more story content.
Is that the screenshot you posted?
Yep.
I was like, what game is this? Is this Final Fantasy 14?
Yep, it's like I got to my, hey, we're going to show you a lot of story. Make sure you have time. We're doing this.
Buckle up.
Yep, pretty much. Still playing, still enjoying that. Yeah, it's like putting on like a very, very nostalgic sweater now. I'm just being like, yep, this feels comfortable. I'm cozy in this. And just get to play. So yeah, I did a couple dungeons today and can progress through that story. I think I have like 3 more quests to finish up until I'm at the point of now I'm just going to be waiting for more story from the patch in a couple weeks. Trying to think of other... And then, I bought on the Steam sale, I bought Troubleshooter Abandoned Children, which I've had on my wish list for a long time. And it got down to like $9, and it's a tactics game. It's like modern day. I think it's made by a South Korean dev.
Oh yeah, this is on my wish list.
Yeah, it's complex. I'm enjoying it. I put 5 hours into it. But holy shit, is it a complex tactics game? There's a lot of systems going on. Yeah. At first, I was like, it's kind of like XCOM. It's not as much XCOM. It's more Final Fantasy Tactics style. Because there's a lot of melee into it. There's range in melee, and there's a lot of character customization. Not class-based, but there's like a lot of like, you can learn and acquire lots of skills and assign them to different characters and different slots and costs and make very interesting character builds. But you can tell that it was not English speaking. The translation isn't the best sometimes. You're like, that doesn't seem right. But
sometimes that makes it fun.
Yeah.
If you can understand what the fuck's going on, I guess.
But I was like, I'll pull the trigger on it. I've had it on there forever. And then I was like, a lot of the reviews on it, the recent reviews have it at overwhelmingly positive at 95%, and that's all reviews are at 94%. I was like, I should just do this. Like, I like tactics games, and this seems to be a cool kind of indie one. So
yeah.
So I figured, why not sort of see what's going on with it? And yeah, it's been fun. I usually since picking it up, have done like a mission or 2 each day, kind of just working through, letting the story unfold. But yeah, that's mostly what I've been playing, is that, Snap, and FF14. A little Cyberpunk, because again, testing out my graphics card over the week. Pretty much anything that would be testing out the graphics card, I'd at least put like a half an hour into, just to be like, all right, how far can I push this?
Justifying your purchase, like,
yeah, justifying the purchase.
It's way better, yeah.
Yeah, it's way better. So yeah, no, that's where I've been. I'm probably gonna play Aegis Rim though very soon. I really want to see it. 13 Sentinels, I should say.
I've heard it's a great story.
That's what I've heard.
Yep. I played like an hour of it, or maybe half. I don't know. It was a long time ago, maybe 45 minutes. It was fun, but then I bounce around like I fuck.
Yeah.
Too much bouncing around lately.
No, I know how that goes.
Actually, no, I've landed. Never mind.
You've landed. I've been kind of in that the past like week and a half. I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to play at all. Yeah. Nothing was sounding great. I'd try to play something for a little bit and just kind of be like, nah, this isn't it. But the problem was I didn't know what it was. So I'm just like, I don't...
My daughter's kind of done the same thing, bouncing around. Because we'd play Switch games and we'd stick to a game for a long time, but then she was bouncing around. And then she stuck, I don't know what the fuck, but Splatoon 2, man. She was fucking into it for like 2 weeks. We should play it every morning that we played together. And just loved, just the multiplayer battles. She just loved it. So been doing that quite a bit. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then today we were playing Smash Brothers, and for some reason she's like, I want to play as Sonic. I was like, Sonic? What the fuck? Like, you've never gravitated towards Sonic. What's happening here? But nah, it's really cool to see her grow a little bit as a gamer.
Oh no, it's time to get Sonic Frontiers.
I had that in my cart actually, and I was like, nope. This will be cheaper later. I'm not playing this right now.
It will 100% be cheaper later.
Yeah. I'm not playing this right now. I will wait. I have too many things to play, and I'm not playing because I'm playing The Witcher 3 again. Yeah. And then my wife, we were watching Emily in Paris today before we podcasted on Netflix, and then The Witcher is like number 1 right now, Blood Origin, and she was like, "Is that Michelle Yeoh?"
Yes, it is.
She's like, "Yes, it is." She's like, "Wow, she's everywhere."
She's been everywhere for a long time. People didn't notice.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
because I mean, she's been on a lot of TV, a lot of movies, but always as like supporting character. So now she's showing up in some more mainstream, and I think she's gonna get a bunch of nominations for Everything Everywhere All at Once for sure. Like, absolutely, she was incredible in that.
One, my wife was like, "Oh, that's interesting. Do you want to watch The Witcher with me?" She's like, "No."
I wouldn't. I watched the first episode of that, and I was like, I'm enjoying this, but man, if you're not a fan of the Witcher series already, like, this is not the place to start.
Oh, is it like really in the weeds?
It's so dense and in the weeds of being like, you need to care about this world and the lore of this world, or this is just going to be like, what the fuck is this shit?
Excellent. I can't wait.
I know. I'm like, okay, I'm here for this. Let's go. Let's get super nerdy. The framing device is really neat, though.
Cool.
The first few minutes of it and how they're framing the story and is really neat. It was a nice little treat. I enjoyed that. But yeah, it's in the weeds. The one other thing that I watched with my wife was Glass Onion.
Oh yeah, that popped up tonight, and my wife was like, "Is that Knives Out?"
Yeah, like, it's the sequel to. Well, it's another movie. Yeah, because it's very like Rian Johnson has been very clear on that, and that this is like Agatha Christie novels. There's the detective who is in through all of them, but each novel is its own thing.
Yeah,
and it does. I watched it. I enjoyed it so much.
You watched the whole thing already?
Oh yeah, my wife. Okay. It's only a movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, we watched it last Friday night. Yeah, kids went to bed and we just watched. It's like 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 20 minutes, and just watched the whole thing and had a blast. It was great. Daniel Craig back as Benoit Blanc, amazing. Great mystery. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And there's going to be another one. Netflix bought 2 of them. So.
Oh, cool. I thought they bought the rights to Knives Out completely.
No, they are for 2 movies at least.
Okay, that's cool.
And I mean, the next one is, I think Rian Johnson in interviews said that he's starting to write it now. And Daniel Craig has said as long as Rian Johnson wants to make these movies, he's here to be Benoit Blanc.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
He just loves it. He's like, cool. I love this. I love making these and playing this character. Highly recommend it though. If you like Knives Out, this is a great one. If you haven't watched Knives Out, you can watch this one, and it doesn't matter which one you watch first at all.
Oh, that's cool.
They're completely independent of each other. So either one can be your introduction to these mysteries, and they're just fun mystery movies. Modern day mystery movies, I should say. God, and the cameos in Glass Onion are insane.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like, blinking and you miss some cameos, because there's just like these such big name people that are like there in one scene for 30 seconds, and they're gone. And you're like, what? Why are they here? And why did they just say, sure, I'll just show up to be in like film for like probably an hour of their day just to be there? I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it.
Related to things that I missed, did you know that there's a game on Steam put out by Valve this year called Aperture Desk Job?
Is that a VR thing?
No.
What is it?
It is a Aperture Desk Job made by Valve.
Oh, for the Steam Deck. Yes, I know what it is. Yes.
You also play it on PC, I assume. I mean, it's for controller only, not keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, it's about showing off the controller tech, basically.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I mean, I haven't played it. I guess I could play it.
Yeah, I heard it's like half an hour experience, and
it's probably pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Not Portal 3.
Yes, it says this is not a sequel. I thought that was funny.
For fuck's sake, people, it's Aperture, but this is not Portal. Stop.
Yeah, so I might check that out in the next week.
Oh, that's worth doing. Yeah.
Cool.
I had no clue. All right, I should do that.
Yep.
Damn it!
I heard
Damn it,
it
Val.
today. I was like, what the fuck? Really? So by the way, I just put Pentiment into my fucking cart. I'm probably gonna buy that, even though I have it for free on fucking Game Pass, because that's a game I want to own. So good job, Game Pass. Yeah. All right. Well, that was episode 365. Fuck.
Jeez.
If you are ambitious, you can listen to one episode of Prof and Dev Play Games from now until next Christmas. One a day.
Or you could just listen to new episodes.
Or just do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably a better idea.
Yeah.
Better use of your time, folks. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and rate us on your podcast service of choice. And we will be back next week to talk about our games of the fucking year. And there's a lot to talk about.
There is. All right.
And we'll see the suspense if Elden Rings is not
it's going to win.
Maybe the suspense will be what's game number 2. Oh, maybe not, though. Fuck, I don't know.
No. I can't. So here's the thing. I can't imagine Elden Ring not being in your top 5, at least.
Oh, God. No, it's definitely my top 5. It's the game I played the most this year. So
exactly. I'm like, even if it's not number 1, I think combined tally from what we're doing before, it's at least in both of our top 5s.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's probably has a very good chance of just being number 1 by that case. But cool. Yeah.
No suspense there. All right. Well, thanks, folks. We'll see you next week.
Later, everyone.